Welcome to the first official episode of the Truest crime. Today we're going to be looking at the case of Sandra Cantu. So sit down, grab a snack, and let's take a deep dive into the truest crimes. This was Sandra Cantu. She was an 8-year-old little girl from the city of Tracy, California. She was born March 8th, 2001, and went missing March 27th of 2009. Sandra lived with her family in Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park in the city of Tracy. Her family consisted of her mother, her grandparents, and her 3 older siblings. On March 27th, 2009, Sandra would be seen walking home on her grandfather's surveillance camera. This footage would see Sandra walking to her home, but then getting distracted by something, and she walks off to the side, out of frame. This would unfortunately be the last time that anyone saw Sandra. After Sandra walked out of frame, it turns out that there was a person there that would be the one to take Sandra, and nobody would hear from her again. That person would be none other than Melissa Huckaby. Melissa Huckaby was Sandra's family's neighbor. She lived only a few doors down from them in the Orchard Estates Mobile Home Park. Melissa had severe mental health issues that required her to take medication, specifically benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepine was what helped Melissa cope with the issues that she was having. Melissa was also extremely jealous of Sandra because Melissa's daughter would actually regularly play with Sandra. And due to the fact that Melissa was so jealous, she decided to take it out on poor little Sandra. Melissa also reportedly used her benzodiazepine on 2 individuals before Sandra. One was her boyfriend at the time, and the other was another little girl around Sandra's age. Melissa was also a Sunday school teacher. She taught the Word of God to children and taught them about religion. Yet she would go on to commit one of the most heinous crimes the community had ever seen. On the same day Sandra went missing, Melissa would report a black suitcase that was stolen from her, or reportedly stolen. When Sandra and Melissa got to the church, Melissa gave Sandra some juice. And in that juice would be the benzodiazepine, the same drug that was given to her boyfriend and the other little girl previously. Melissa would also later tell investigators that her and Sandra were playing a game of hide and seek, and that's how Sandra ended up in the suitcase later on. Just a few short days later, Sandra's body would be discovered in a black suitcase, the same suitcase that Melissa had reported being stolen.
Cantu will be brought to justice. Now, Sandra Cantu's body was found inside a black suitcase that was located at the irrigation pond by farm workers this morning off of Machete Road. Now, police then took that luggage from the pond and transported the bag to the county morgue, where this evening police identified the body of Sandra Cantu.
The community would be devastated when they found out the news about Sandra. They could not understand how someone could want to hurt an innocent, sweet little girl who had done nothing wrong to anybody. They were angry, as they should be. This was the first major crime that had happened in the city of Tracy in a very, very long time.
It just doesn't make sense to people here in Tracy why Sandra Cantu, described as sweet, kind, popular by those who knew her, could end up being killed.
Just a short while later, Melissa Huckaby would be arrested for the unaliving and essay of Sandra. Melissa still claims that she does not know why she did what she did. But the fact of the matter is that she ultimately did it. And she has begged Sandra's family for forgiveness. And she has begged the city of Tracy for forgiveness. But because of the nature of the crime, no one has ever been able to forgive her for what she'd done. She had taken an innocent life because of her jealousy. All over because her daughter was giving Sandra more attention than her.
I still cannot understand why I did what I did. Every day I try to discover my motivation, but I still do not have an answer. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life. I wish that I could do more to help you. I wish I could bring Sandra back, but I can't. I wish I could trade places with her, but I can't do that either. I know that Sandra's death will continue to cause you pain. And I hope that this apology will help you in some way by accepting responsibility for what I have done.
It's incredibly hard to understand why an adult woman would be so jealous of a small child who did nothing wrong to her except want to be friends with her daughter. This just makes me absolutely sick to my stomach, and that woman belongs in prison away from society. In no capacity should she ever be allowed to be around people again. For what she's done, she deserves to be exactly where she's at, which is prison. This series is near and dear to my heart. I want to make sure that these people are remembered, because they were real people that had these things happen to them and their lives were taken from them. And it's hard to believe that anything like this could happen to someone, but it does. And I want this video and any future videos to represent what I'm trying to convey, which is the memory of these people that have had these things done to them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the very first episode of The Truest Crime. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that this message can help those who have lost somebody to heal. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I will see you guys on the next episode of The Truest Crime.